Well, Pat, the Wolves with a back-to-back win on the West Coast. They are now a season high. Let's see, six games, 27, 21. And
21.
they've discovered these random young players now. So Jalen Clark is now a plus 43 in 27 minutes the last two games.
Well, the whole thing about him was, I remember writing about him this summer saying this guy could guard. He was the National Defensive Player of the Year, and they kept him. Somehow they kept him. People wanted him, and he didn't get off the bench till what? 2 games ago or something was the first
the
time
Suns.
they actually
He had a
played
couple
him.
garbage time minutes early in the season, but basically the Suns game and the Jazz games, those were his first two meaningful
And he
minutes.
guarded Devin Booker too, and Devin Booker went like 2 for 8 when he was guarding him or something like that. And then we turned loose our version of Luka, our Luka. Finally, he's scoring points like crazy, and now Dillingham can't be stopped. What's going on here? I guess Finchy just nurtured them until they were ready, huh? Was that it? Were we all wrong saying play some of these young guys? He knew when to turn them loose. What the hell's going on here?
Perfect timing. Sometimes you just have to leave that dinner in the let it bake for another hour, slow cook. Turn that slow cooker on low and come back.
And if these guys, if they did have some injuries or some flu or something, we never see any of them, right? So it's pretty phenomenal to say the least. Now you're playing Utah too, which is what they're missing 5 guys, and they aren't that good when they're healthy. So they're like they, I can see tanking, but now they're this is like 2 years in a row or 3 years in a row for them that they've tried.
I don't. And you look at their lineup. I don't think they were they're not supposed to be a 10-win team right now because John Collins, Lauri Markkanen, Colin Sexton, you got Jordan Clarkson
Kessler,
playing, Walker
Kessler.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, they aren't. I watched them earlier this year, and I said this is going to be a playoff team. They haven't won since. I don't know what happened to them since. But it is funny now. Now he's going to have the crowd hooting at him if he isn't putting Dillingham and some of these guys in the game. We're going to be yelling at him. Put in. Now Minot was kind of the forgotten guy. Now, do they like Clark better than Minot?
Right now, they definitely do.
Yeah, because he can guard people. Right?
Minot played 12 seconds against the Suns. He came in for his rotation, immediately blew a defensive assignment and allowed a backdoor cut. Timeout, out of the game. Yeah.
Really? That Hawks game, he couldn't make a layup.
Yeah, that was painful.
He missed 2 bunnies.
Painful.
What is the rumor on him that he sent a text during the second half or something, and they thought that there's a rumor out there that a couple of weeks ago he was active on Twitter in the middle of the second half or something like that.
I haven't seen that, but that's
I don't know. It could be, it could come from
reckless speculation.
Reckless speculation.
It could come from MAGA. I don't know if it's true or not, but I read something like that. So.
Yeah, I mean he's having a hard time making layups and threes and not blowing defensive assignments. So those are the 3 main reasons for sure.
And you put him in there to shoot, but so what do you think now happens? So is Luka going to get 10 minutes? Are we going to do that?
Well, I think you've learned at the very least you've learned that you can put Luka in a game for 8 to 10 minutes. And you're probably not going to go on a 2 to 16 run the other way, right? There's some teams that you might want to protect him against, but yeah, it's Jalen Clark. I don't know. It's been 2 games. One of them was against Utah, but Jalen Clark should be getting 10 minutes a night minimum going forward. With his defense and energy.
Guard somebody, it's phenomenal. And I don't know. I wrote a column kind of satirically before the season started, too much depth. Well, we're finally seeing it. Finally, after all. And by the way, no Terrence Shannon yet, right? He's not playing at all.
Yeah.
He was the best player in the Big Ten last year. I saw him, and he's like ant. He's a monster, So I don't know. Ant seemed to be enjoying it though last night, didn't he?
He was. He
And
was
that's
having
important
a blast.
too, because he's taken a lot of nights off against teams exactly like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. But but his numbers are gaudy right now, man. Well, we I was over the last game I was over at. He had 4 points in the first quarter and ended up with 30, the easiest 35 you've ever seen without forcing a shot, which
The
was
Denver game.
wonderful. Yeah, it was. Now that's when the Joker played a great first quarter and never saw the defensive end of the court the next 3 quarters. He didn't even give us a jog down to the other end there for about.
He sort of speed walks.
Yes,
The Joker speed walks. He just does the old.
Yeah, he can. He said, "Okay, I got my numbers here. This is fine, and we're not going to win this game, so I'm not going to." I think they've lost. Didn't the Knicks get 140 on them or something the other night?
Yes,
Didn't the Knicks put up 140?
they boat raced him.
Yeah.
Pat, I know. I was just looking at the Wolves schedule too. That you love to, as a game is winding down, go out on Twitter and say, "Now this would be a bad loss if it happens." Right. So the Wizards are coming to town here
Yes.
tomorrow night. Okay, the Wizards are coming to town tomorrow night. They are 1-21 on the road this season.
Wow.
They haven't won a game of any kind in 30 days.
Wow.
0-17, I want to say. They haven't won a road game since before Halloween.
Christ.
I have not seen a spread yet on this game, but that would be a bad loss at Target Center.
I'm a Wizards fan. I root for the Wizards, so this is bad because my niece from D.C., her husband cooks for the Wizards. He's the chef for the Wizards. I hope they don't blame nutrition for the winning and losing. I mean, he cooks for the WNBA team too, and they weren't they like horrible too?
They fired their coach. Yeah,
they were 8-30 or some damn thing. So I don't think it's the vegetables he's cooking. I hope not. I hope they don't run old Steve out of there. He's a really nice guy, but that's incredible. That the NBA, like we looked at Toronto and we thought they were tankers, right? And they're like winning 2 games a week and they're over 500. And you don't see as many full-scale tanks as you used to be. But this is a pretty damn good one. Hey, speaking of the NBA, where'd this Houston team come from?
Well, they have a lot of talent, and then Ime Udoka is the old Celtics coach that got fired.
Because he had a girlfriend in the office, right, or some dang thing.
Yeah, some behind the scenes stuff.
But we've had a little of that around here, but we won't get into it here.
We did, yeah.
Yes, we did have a little of that.
The Wolves did.
The Wolves.
Score North has never had.
No, we've never had any of that. Look at us, for God's sake. We haven't had any of that. Yeah, right. So.
But they got some players, man. I mean, Jalen Green is coming into his own. The Rockets have 7 players averaging double-digit points too, so it kind of comes from. And then Dylan Brooks is the I don't know what you would call him, the menace that kind of stirs the.
He's the bleep stirrer on that team.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you guys talked about the 10-minute quarters yet?
No.
Are we really that worried about ratings? Is this what this is all about? And then he put out the possibility of the 4-point shot. I'm never going to another basketball game as long as I live if they go to the 4-point shot.
That's been talked about before.
Bill Simmons.
Yes, well, anyone who talks about it ought to get taken outside and beat up.
Where are we drawing that line on the court?
I don't know.
Logo,
and shooting from beyond it, by the way.
These guys, he must be, Silver must be consorting with Manfred or the golden at bat and the 4-point shot. And
you know what they should do? Do you guys?
The NFL is not People aren't going to stop watching
TikTok
the
world, Pat.
NFL to see the 4-point shot. Just relax.
Here's
Okay.
what they should do. I don't know. I know Pat was a big 90s MTV viewer back in the day. But they used to have, I think it was called like Rock and Jock Basketball,
Yep.
and they would bring in, it'd be like NBA players and celebrities and stuff, and they kind of
Okay.
do this now. And what they would have a 25-point basket that hovered above, like way above, and a 50-point basket way above. So
Yeah,
you'd
what,
have
just cast it up there?
yeah, so toward the end of the game, you'd post up, you'd turn around, and you'd heave a shot
I
20
missed
feet in
that.
the air.
I missed that. Yeah,
I think we need some of
I'm
that.
sorry I missed it. Oh God Almighty! You know what though? I was thinking about. I can't go for the 10-minute quarters. Okay, because you got too many guys and blah blah blah. But I wouldn't mind 12, 10, 10, 12.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind 44.
Mm.
Maybe the middle two are not. The first one you got a nice 12 minutes. The last one, I want 12 minutes at the end because that gives you comeback time. But they can solve a lot of problems by canceling reviews to find out whether there's 8.7 seconds or 8.6 seconds left. We could do away with those. We could do away with whose finger might have touched the ball that takes 7 minutes to
Well,
go decide. If you get rid of that crap, you don't have to worry about time of game. So
Here's what I don't get. Why are we so obsessed with a ratings system that everyone in the industry knows is completely flawed? And by the way, the NBA just signed billion-dollar TV contracts. So nobody looked at that and said, well, we can't buy your product. But like the Nielsen system is so flawed, and yet we're obsessed by that. I don't understand it.
yeah, that is, and I agree with you because they don't. They're coming in from. First of all, if you're worried about my demographic, which you probably aren't, we can't find out what streaming service you're on anyway. So where the hell are you tonight? This is not like
It's true.
okay, they're playing. It's either going to be on ABC or TNT or so. What? There's two stations now. You got 14 of them. That's part of the problem here. Where you're getting your ratings from. But here's another problem. It's okay to have an all-star game that doesn't look like an old timers game, right? Look at who the all-stars are. What's the hell with Durant? We don't need him again. We've had Durant. We got all the Durant we need. I know you got to have LeBron show up, okay, but it looks like an old timers game. All the old guy. You got to get the new generation out in front of the public, don't you?
So Michael Grady on the broadcast last night, he brought up a way to spice up the All-Star game would be create a team of the snubs, but I would take it a step further. You want to spice up the All-Star game? I would take a team of the Luka Garzas, the guy like the Jalen Clarks. Just go find the guys who are looking to get playing time in the NBA
Yes.
and say, you are playing the best players in the world. And we'll see.
And
Do they want to get punked by Luka Garza on national TV
yeah,
before they
so they
start
might
trying?
actually guard somebody then. Do we think the new system is going to cause them to play some defense? I would doubt it, right?
They'll
How
find a
did-
way to not
How
play.
did
The young stars will, but that's it.
if you're playing for Tibbs, let's say in the regular season, and you don't guard somebody, ever, you might get fined, right? Or something will be done. Let's do that in the All-Star game. If you don't guard somebody, we're going to fine you. You got to guard somebody.
Immediate fine. You have to literally like hand over money while you're
Exactly.
on the court.
We could have
Venmo,
it on
QR code.
We could have it on the side of the screen.
Ooh, that's another fine there for Anthony
Damian
Edwards.
Lillard has been
$500,000 he's lost by playing in the
Oh,
All-Star game.
and he swore in the interview too. That's
Yes.
another $100,000.
Oh, we got another swear. Who was the
Swear
cursor?
The
No,
swear jar.
I'm saying this could be part of the fine system for the
Yeah, I
All-Star
know,
game.
but not Edwards. Somebody else got fined. I read today or yesterday that another player got fined for his post-game TV interview.
Man, I mean, maybe
What is wrong
Dillingham
with
can
you
get a little
people?
spicy. Maybe it's Dillingham.
What? No, not one of our guys. So one
Okay.
of the national guys said, what is wrong with you? Who decided that, you know, I don't know. It drives me nuts.
Meanwhile, the NFL All-Star Game, the Pro Bowl games started last
Yes.
night on ESPN, and at one point we had. So I watched 3 minutes, and then my eyes started bleeding, and I had to change the channel. But what they're doing is for the quarterback accuracy, they have these like moving targets and stuff. So it was Joe Burrow teamed up with Nico Collins, not to throw the ball to Nico Collins. Nico Collins had to answer 30 seconds worth of NFL trivia questions to get extra time on the clock for the quarterback, Joe Burrow, that he was partnered with, and that gave Joe Burrow more time to hit the 5-point targets. I couldn't.
Don't tell me this stuff. Please, don't tell
It's
me
crazy.
this stuff. It's oh my God. Why do they? And I agree with Judd. Were you the guy that put out? Why are we putting replacements on the Pro Bowl team?
Yeah, we're naming replacements to do
How
this.
injured do you have to be to not?
Yes, right. I can't answer questions. I'm brain damaged. I can't answer any questions. It's oh my God, it's unbelievable. But you know what? But they were playing dodgeball last night. Somebody said, right?
Oh, my
Yep, they do that every year.
gosh.
Yep.
Yeah, dodgeball's
Don't you have
staple.
a chance to wreck your knee playing dodgeball?
That's what
if
I
you're
was thinking,
playing it
too.
Seriously, make a quick.
Wouldn't that be
turn and
something? Sam
there's your
Darnold. Oh
yeah,
man.
right. Yeah. Sam, who's already had 2 abominations on his record, now he gets hurt playing dodgeball. What is going on? Come on, America. Come on. Let's
Be better. Be better.
let's start guarding each other in all-star games and stuff. Meanwhile, Judd, your Road Warriors are unbelievable.
20 wins on the
20
road.
wins on
Under
the road.
500 at home.
The Flower.
Big celebration.
I think the Flower should be celebrated in Montreal. For us to be crying about the Flower getting honored is nonsense. He's been here 1/19 of his career. What do we care?
It was emotional, Pat. He's in Montreal, his hometown, this great guy.
Why is it? Yes, it is for the Flower in Montreal people. It's not for us. He just played here 10 minutes.
Kevin Gore tweeted that he was crying. He was there and crying. Our guy Gorgie.
Oh, Gorgie! I saw Gorgie.
Yeah, he was
I got
crying.
tears. Gorgie was crying. Yeah, that's okay. What? Who cares? It's not. He's not our guy.
What prompted the celebration just like his last game in Montreal?
Yeah, and he's from there.
He's
from
like a native son. Like
So if the Phillies
They love their
were
French
honoring Steve Carlton, would we be crying here in Minnesota?
No, because he was a jackass.
Because we had
If
Steve
you're a
Carlton.
jackass, we don't care. Flowers, this beloved figure, one of the nicest guys. At least we think. We don't know him personally.
That's what we thought about Justin Tucker until
I was just
yesterday
gonna say,
too.
Justin Tucker, great guy.
Justin Tucker is an example of you think you know athletes, you do not know athletes. Sorry. Darren Sharper, Justin Tucker.
Wow. Yes. Well, and I wonder if Justin is, if you're an NFLer and you've gotten a massage, I'd go back and say, did anything happen here, ladies? Should I know about this, ladies? You want to get the payoff quick here? I don't know. Yeah, Justin, Justin's got to keep that leg limber. I could see him getting massages. Can't you? But I don't know if.
Apparently, he wanted to keep other things
I
limber as well.
I was avoiding that entirely.
When he kept saying lower, maybe he was talking about the hamstring.
I think massagers aren't going well for football players. That's what I think.
That's right.
Man, we had a former Viking on the old Reusse and Mackey show that every Tuesday would do his call, and he was always on a massage table, and we wondered what's going on over there.
Oh, he was in the Friday in a hotel room. Oh yeah, the massage guy. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a couple interesting.
I was going to say you had a incarcerated.
We had a guy who's never going to see daylight again.
Exactly.
Too, but
doesn't he? I thought he had. I thought there was like an opening for Sharp to be Let's
But
see.
I think every
Bro.
time he gets let out of prison in
He
one
goes somewhere
state,
else.
they put him in another.
They do. He
It's a
goes from like California to
Florida,
I think.
Louisiana, and
Yep.
California, I believe, are the three
Yep.
states that.
He's a wanted man, literally.
Okay, it said there was there was an article from like 10 years ago that said his parole eligibility is 2024.
Oh, really? I
But
haven't
then I
seen
think he
it.
got convicted in Louisiana after that.
Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, he is sentenced. It's 20 years, so he's like 10 years into.
You
He's halfway home.
you get convicted in Louisiana, you got to be a bad guy, right? Because that
I wouldn't want to serve time there either. Yeah, that's good.
what was the great quote from the guy running for governor? The only way I can lose this election is I get found with a dead woman or a live boy.
Jeez.
That's true. That's true. That's what we said. I'm not saying that should be anybody's motto, but I'm saying that's what the guy said.
But it was someone's motto at
Yeah,
one point.
well,
Yeah.
he got elected. He got elected governor
course.
down there. They
Yeah.
got different kind of politicians, to say the least. So,
Yeah. So
so I had breakfast with Mike Hastings this morning. He's here with Wisconsin, and tonight they're not having a great year this year, but I still think what he did at Mankato was like a miracle. They were
Yeah.
they were in two Final Fours, and the best team he ever had was the COVID year. They were unbelievable, and the idea that Mankato would ever be a hockey powerhouse blows my mind as a country boy from southern Minnesota.
You
that's
going tonight?
basketball territory
I may
usually,
go
doesn't it?
tonight. I may go tonight.
All right, I'll see you there if you do.
Oh, you're gonna be there? Okay,
Yeah,
good enough.
Badgers, Gophers, great rivalry.
Let's go.
Yeah, they're not having I think they've had 11 overtime games. He said they
Oh,
they
wow.
must not have much punch. They must not have because the Vikings guy transferred to I
The
mean
wild guy,
the
Strommel.
Strommel,
Charlie
transferred.
Strommel, yeah.
Is he having a great year there? Yeah, he says he's a great kid. They didn't have any big problem. He just wanted to go somewhere where they played a different style, I guess. So
Yeah.
it's worked out for him.
All right, our two
All
puck
right.
heads. Enjoy your time at the rink.
Mariucci.
All right, gentlemen. Way to go to that bench, Finchy. That
Let's
was
go.
pretend like it's your idea too. All right. See ya.
All right, see you, Pat. Reusse Unchained on Score North.